this is Amy and welcome to Chair Yoga for Seniors. Today we're going to focus on a little bit of stretching, some functional movement skills, then moving on to some standing exercises and balance work. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone to please be sure to contact your physician before beginning this or any other exercise routine. So, let me put my mouse down and we'll get started. All right. Go ahead and find a comfortable chair that you can sit in and having your feet in contact with the floor. And sit all the way to the back of the chair so that you can relax your back against the chair back. Let the chair support your frame. Bringing your hands over to your lap or down by your sides, whichever is most comfortable. And then closing your eyes for a moment, taking some slow, deep breaths in and out through your nose. Start to draw your focus to your breath. Taking a full, complete inhale. And then a full, complete exhale. And keeping this intentionality of full, complete breaths as you continue to inhale and exhale. And allowing your mind to gradually become more and more clear, just letting go of any thoughts that rise up, and letting them pass you by almost like clouds in the sky. And take one more exhale, and as you do so, lower your chin downward towards your chest. Hold here for a moment, stretching the muscles along the back of your neck. And gradually opening your eyes and lifting your head back up to a neutral position. Let's go ahead and sit forward in our chair slightly, away from the back of the chair, engaging the core so we're sitting up nice and tall with the spine lengthened. And then just bending at the elbows and circling the wrist in one direction. Continuing nice, full, deep, intentional breaths. And then relax and reverse the circles in the opposite direction. And now pausing, letting your palms face up, close and open the hands. And then relax the arms down by the side. Shrug both shoulders up towards your ears. And then exhale, release them back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Deep breath in, lifting up. Exhale, down. 2 more times. Last one. Now let's take the right arm out to the side. Deep breath in. Either lifting straight up, or if you have a shoulder injury, perhaps keeping the hand on your shoulder instead. And then we're going to hinge from the side, just stretching over, lengthening from the hip all the way up. Slow, deep breaths. And come back up to center, switching to the other side, deep breath in. Again, modify if you need to. You can come over just like this, so get the nice deep stretch. Or if you're able to, extending the arm. And breathe in, coming back to center. Now we're going to do some little barrel rolls with our chest. If you're familiar with doing cat and cow, it's a lift and then a pull back. This we're going to go all the way around, but we're going to start with a lift. So we're going to let the low back arch just a little bit, and then we're going to come kind of back to an even position by Pulling the shoulder and the rib cage over to the right side. As we come through the back, we're going to round a little bit, and then we're going to reach the rib cage out through the left. Come back to that lifted cow pose. Circling around. Shoulders and hips scoop under. Lift back. 2 more times to this side. Last one to the right. Come back to center. Now switch to the other side, lifting the cow. Rib cage goes to the side, rounding through cat. Rib cage comes back up and around. Lift up, round, and up. Last one. And come back to cow. And let's stretch nice and deep, really deep cat, letting the chin drop down as well. And come back up to center. Now let's support underneath our right leg, lifting our foot off the ground and just circling our ankle in one direction. Pause and reverse the circles. Bring the foot back down, switching to the other side. Reverse. And release. All right, moving into warming up our hips a little bit. We're going to hold underneath that right leg again, and we're going to circle our knee up. Take it out to the side, kind of a little bit wide, and then bring it back to center. So making great big circles, almost like you're using your knee to draw in the air. And then circle out this time. Come back up to the top and down. 3, 2, last one. Switching to the other leg, lifting up first. Make sure we're still sitting up nice and tall, keeping the core engaged. 3, 2, last one. And now switch. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now we're going to move into a modification of cradle the baby. This is usually done on the floor. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the leg. We're going to support underneath the knee. We can either hold at the ankle or the foot. And we're going to let that hip just rotate open naturally. Now, if reaching for your foot does not work, maybe you can only get your leg up about this high, you can modify. If you get just a simple belt or an old tie, kind of loop it around the bottom of the foot, hold from there to where you're spaced further away. And then we're just going to rock back and forth. And come back to center. Switching to the other side. Again, you can have your strap, your tie, hold it here, rock back and forth from further away. If this is super easy and you want a deeper stretch, you can cradle a little bit closer to your body. Just depending on how your joints feel as you're moving. Want to be mindful and avoid pain in any location. All we want to do is feel a stretch. So if we're feeling a shooting pain in the knee, bring it down. Keep it away from you a little bit. And come back to center. Take your right heel to the floor in front of you. Sit up nice and tall. Lengthen your spine. And then as you exhale, you're going to hinge right from your hips. Bring the chest forward. Feel that stretch in the hamstrings, back side of the leg. Keep your toes flexing up towards the sky. Slow, deep breaths in and out through your nose. Relax the shoulders down. Inhale, lift, come back up, slide that foot in, switch to the other side. Lengthen your spine first, hinge from the hips. Coming forward just about 20 or 30 degrees. We don't want to be putting our chest onto our laps. It's a smaller movement than that. And take your time, come back up. Now we're going to widen our stance just a tiny bit. Bring the hands to the shoulders, and we're going to breathe in, twist slightly to our right, and then exhale, twist slightly to the left. Inhale, exhale. What I'd like you to do is really feel that movement through the rib cage, through the shoulders. Almost like when you wring out a sponge, you just kind of feel that tension and then relax. A little bit of tension and relax as you come through center. One more time. And come back. And release. Hands down to the legs. Hinge from your hips. Sit up tall. Stretch through. Again, 20 or 30 degrees is plenty. Feel that stretch through the hips. Maybe a little bit through the groin as well. Slow, deep breaths. And lift, come back up, walk your feet back in front of your body. All right, let's kind of roll the right shoulder up, pull it back, left shoulder rolls up and back, almost like you're bicycling in reverse and pedaling using your shoulders. So you should feel that sensation as you roll up and then pull down of the scapula. That space between the shoulder blades, the scapular retractors are pulling downward. And one more time to each side. And release. All right, let's go ahead and come to a standing position to do some of our standing work. Now we're going to continue to use the chair as much or as little as we need to in order to be supportive. So what I want to do is start either behind your chair, two hands on, or if you feel a little bit more confident with your balance, one hand on the chair. Zip up the core. We're going to take a deep breath in, lift up onto the balls of the feet, keep the core zipped up. Exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now, if you suffer from any kind of neuropathy, any tingling, numbness, burning sensation in your feet, please make sure that you continue to keep hold of the chair, even if you feel pretty secure with your balance. Sometimes neuropathy can fool us and make us believe that our body is a little bit more imbalanced than it actually is, so it's just safer to at least keep one hand on that chair. Keep that support going. One last time. All right. Now let's go ahead. We're going to do some chair squats. We want to start by bringing our body into a safe alignment. So we want to have our hips, our knees, and our feet hip-width distance apart. We want to bring our weight into our heels. So you can even practice by lifting the toes off the floor for a moment. Feel what it's like to have that weight pull back a little bit. Then you bring your toes back down. And we're going to focus on pulling the hips backwards versus bending at the knees. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see the difference. So if I'm pulling my hips back, I'm sinking as if I'm trying to sit in the chair. Notice my knees are still fairly lined up with my ankles. Now, if I'm doing a squat the wrong way, look what happens. My knees are jutting over my toes and I'm putting a lot of pressure into the inside of my knees. So that's why I want to keep my weight pulling back. Pull those hips back. Notice the back is not arched like this. We're not hyper lifted and arching, but we're not rounding like this either. It's just kind of a nice slope from the tailbone up the spine and up. So let's go ahead and do 8 of those. Again, you can keep a hand on the chair if you'd like. Deep breath in. Exhale. Hips back. Inhale up. Exhale. Deep breath in. Now we want to keep the core scooping inward and upward as we sink back. In yoga, this lock that inward and upward pull of the core is called Uddiyana Bandha. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. We're going to do a little bit of an activation of our quadricep muscles now. So I'm going to come behind my chair. My core stays actively engaged even though it's being blocked by the back of the chair and you can't see it. Just know that it's staying there. Now we're going to turn our feet out ever so slightly. It's not a full turn out, it's about halfway. And we're going to start with the right foot. We're going to lift the right foot up, bend the knee, softly come into a little squat, push off, and come back. Same thing, 4 times to the right. Bend, come to the squat, push off, and come back. That push off is what's going to engage this quadricep muscle. Push off, and come back. Last one, out to the side, little squat, push off, and come back. Other side, left leg out, bend, little squat, out, and back. Out. Exhale, shoulders are stacking right on top of my hips. Out and back. 2 more. Little squat, push off the foot and back. Last one. Push off the ball of the foot and back. Good job. Now let's turn our feet in parallel. We're going to abduct and adduct our leg. Basically meaning away from the body and towards the body. Toes are going to stay facing forward. Core is engaged. Lift out to the side slightly and back. 3, 2, 1. And now switch to the other side. 4, 3, 2, last one. All right, I'm going to turn the chair to the side so you can see what I'm doing with my legs. I'm going to take my right toe back behind me. I'm going to curl my heel up towards my hip, engaging the hamstrings, and bring the toe back down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Shift your body weight, keep the core engaged, left toe back, lift 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Now, moving into a little bit of warrior work. So we're going to start on the right side of our chair, keeping a little bit of contact with that left hand. Step the right foot forward and your left foot slightly back. Your left foot is going to be angled just a little bit. Your heel's still going to be the furthest thing back in the room. Want to make sure the toes on the right foot are pointing forward. Our shoulders are squared towards their front. Now, as we're moving down our body, we also want our hips squared forward. 2 things might happen. If you have your right foot hiding your left heel in that perfect, and I'm doing that on quotes on purpose, yoga alignment, you may feel pain in one or both of your knees. If you do, give yourself permission to walk that right foot a little bit wider so that your hips can rotate into a square alignment without pain. Now the other important thing about this right leg is where your knee is. I'm going to turn sideways again so you can see. A safe yoga posture, the knee is either behind the ankle or right in line with the ankle. If your knee is out over your toe, you're putting 8 times your body weight into that area. It's not safe, and repetitive movement like that can potentially harm the connective tissue in the knee. So we want to give ourselves a wide stance to protect ourselves. Now, if you have balance concerns or neuropathy, we're going to keep that hand right here on the chair. If you don't, for today we're going to modify the arms, not worrying about overextending, bringing it out to the side, either one hand like this or both hands. We're going to breathe in, straighten that front leg just a tiny bit. And then exhale, soften, but not taking the knee past the ankle. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. One more time, deep breath in. Exhale. Now we're going to rotate our hips and our shoulders. Our legs aren't going to move. So that our hips and our shoulders are facing our chair. We need balance. That left hand can be on the chair. The right arm is going to reach forward. We're going to gaze out over our fingertips. If you'd like to let go, that left arm is going to come behind you. In a side view, and right like this. Notice the shoulders are down, the arms are nice and strong as we're reaching out. Breathing here in Warrior Two. Turn back in the same orientation that you're in with your chair. We're going to inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend just a little bit, not too much. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, bend. Now take that left hand, either leave it on your chair or bring it to your back leg. Turn your front palm facing up. Exhale, leaning away from your front leg. Arm up towards the sky. Either gazing right here at the eye of your elbow, or you can just turn your head comfortably to the side. Reverse warrior. Again, reverse warrior from a side angle, just like this. Take some slow, deep breaths. Come back up to center. Again, you're going to be beside your chair right here. And we're going to straighten the front leg. We're going to come back around to the front. We're going to step both feet side by side. Come to the other side of your chair. I'm going to move mine over just a tiny bit. This time our left leg's coming forward, our right leg is back. Finding our Warrior One. Ask yourself, just kind of mentally check in. How do my knees feel? Are they comfortable? Are they strained? If they're strained, widen your stance a little bit. Also, turn some awareness to that back foot. Now, you may be doing yoga in shoes. If you have neuropathy, I strongly recommend wearing a strong supported shoe and not being barefoot. But in either situation, our tendency for most people is to do what's called pronation, which is rolling over onto our arch, kind of dumping into the arch, so to speak. What I'd like you to do is imagine a little bit of super glue on the outside back edge of your foot. So your pinky toe all along that outside edge. You're going to glue that down. Keep that arch activated and lifted. Now arms here or here. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Deep breath in. Exhale. One more time, deep breath in. Exhale, rotate hips and shoulders. Coming into a nice strong Warrior Two. Core is engaged, hips are slightly tucked under. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. One more time. Straighten up. We're going to come back to a soft knee bend. Hand stays either on the chair or on the back leg. Front palm faces up, reverse warrior. Stretch the side body, keep the core engaged. And come back up to center. Come back towards the front. Step both feet side by side. Good job. All right. Now we're going to move into a little hamstring stretch called pyramid. What I'd like you to do is let's go ahead and turn and face our chair. We're going to take our right foot, step it towards the chair, left foot slightly back. Shoulders are squaring towards that chair. Lengthen your spine first. Then we're going to exhale and start to hinge from your hips. So you're folding from here, not from here. Dive your sternum forward. Lead with your heart. Coming forward until you feel tension in the back side. It may be this leg, it may be this leg, it may be both. Once you start to experience a little bit of muscular tension in the back side of your legs, Hold that stretch here in pyramid. Have the intention to keep your back straight, reaching out through the crown of your head. Take some slow, deep breaths in and out through our nose. If this is super easy where you are, you may want to bend the elbows a little bit, come down a little bit further. Notice as you come down, we're keeping the integrity of the spine. So as you come down, if your hamstrings allow you to move, but your back starts to arch, come up a little bit, keeping that nice long line, really allowing those erector spinae muscles in our low back to be lengthened and stretched. And then take your time, come up nice and slow. Switch, let's bring the other foot forward. Again, my feet are still hip-width distance apart. They're not in line with each other. They've got some space. Deep breath in, lift up. Exhale as you fold. Take some slow, deep breaths. You start to feel like you're pulling back. You're going to lift this back hip up. So what we want to do is pull the body weight forward a little bit. Notice the hips level out nice and flat. And inhale, take your time, come up nice and slowly. Both feet come side by side. All right, moving into balance today, we are going to do tree pose. You may use the chair as much or as little as you need to do. I'm going to start by standing on this right leg. If you're barefoot, spread those toes nice and light for a moment. Really get a sense of the floor that you're standing on or the ground that you're standing on. Zip your core up, starting from your pelvic floor up towards your diaphragm. Then for today, let's just keep our leg low. Even if you can get it up here, let's keep it low for today. Take some slow, deep breaths in and out. Now we can either stay here if we're continuing to kind of play with our balance with the chair. Maybe we can come here if you want to fully commit and you don't mind flexing your wrist. You can come into our prayer pose with our hands. Find something to focus on that's not moving. Keep that core actively engaged. Smile a little bit to make sure you're continuing to breathe in and out. And then gently release. Shake out both legs. If you're using the chair, let's move back to the other side of the chair so that you don't hit your knee. Standing on the left foot, lifting the right one, zipping up the core, slow, deep breaths. If you feel a little wobbly, start to try to notice where are you feeling weak. Is your arch collapsing over? If so, again, think about lifting that arch just like we did in our warrior poses so that the outside edge of your foot has good contact with the ground. And release. Shake it out. All right, let's take our right arm out to the side, bring it across the body. Gently support. We may want to apply a small bit of pressure, not too much. And release. Other arm comes across. And release. Let's bring both arms up. Cross the right elbow underneath the left. You can come to a hug if you'd like, or if you'd like a little bit tighter sensation, a little bit deeper stretch, you're going to bring the back of your hands together. And then your hand that's in the lower orientation is going to just wrap your fingertips into the palm of that upper hand. Moving into the arms of eagle, keeping both feet on the ground for right now though. And gently unwrap. Wiggle your fingers, maybe open and close them a few times. Switch to the other side, left elbow underneath the right. Again, we can modify by just coming into a hug, lifting the elbows higher or lower, or we can take the bottom hand, fingertips into the palm of the top. We can also adjust the tension. Raising up is going to deepen the stretch. Lowering down is going to decrease the intensity just a little bit. and unwind. All right. Let's do one nice forward fold just to really stretch out our hamstrings and the muscles along our lower back. But we're going to do supported forward fold with the chair. Standing up nice and tall, hinging from our hips, leading with our heart. We're going to exhale, come forward, feet are hip-width distance apart. Hands can come down to the chair if we'd like to go a little bit deeper, maybe coming and relaxing down onto the forearms. Continue pressing that chest forward. If your back's starting to round, really press it down, pull out and up through the hips as you press the chest downward. Take some slow, deep breaths. Maybe you want to stretch your back a little bit more, but your hamstrings are tight. You can soften your knees a little bit, but get that nice stretch right through here. A few more deep breaths. Inhale. Take your time. Come up slowly, especially if you did drop your head a little bit lower than heart height. Let everything readjust before you start to come back up. All right, let's make our way back down to our chairs. Have a seat. Going to do one more shoulder stretch. So we're going to take our right arm out to the side, bend at the elbow, bring it behind, maybe to the top of the head. Maybe, if your range of motion allows, behind your head or behind your neck. And we're going to take our left hand out to the side. Turn your palm away from you. Tuck the back of your hand onto your low back first. And then see if you can slide your hand up a little bit, maybe a lot. Now, one thing you want to notice is that your hands may or may not touch. It is okay either way. What we want to avoid doing is trying to round our spine and crunch over in order to make those fingertips touch. Keep your spine long. Take your hands up to where you start to feel resistance in your shoulders, and then stop as soon as you're finding that resistance. Breathing in, breathing out, letting those muscles kind of surrender to the stretch versus forcing them to go beyond what is just a mild resistance. And then gently release. Anytime we push into a stretch, we want to just kind of that front edge of the resistance. If we push too deeply and we're encountering a lot of resistance, those muscles are not going to relax. They're going to stay guarded and kind of locked in place, and you really won't get the benefit of a stretch because your muscles are guarding. So let's do the other side. Left arm out, top of the head, behind the shoulders or neck. Back of the right hand comes onto the low back, reaching fingertips towards each other, touching spine, not touching spine. Keep lengthening, sitting up nice and tall, core is actively engaged. Big breath. Exhale. One more big deep breath. And release the arms. All right. Let's go ahead and cross the right foot in front of the left. Take our left arm across our body, moving into a spinal twist. And anytime you're engaging in twisting, it's important that you know and understand your body. If you have spinal concerns due to a previous injury, or you have osteoporosis or osteopenia, twisting for you will not look the same as twisting for someone who doesn't. If you have any of those concerns, our twist is going to be fairly minimal, maybe only just kind of right off to the side, and that's where we're going to stop. Even if you're not experiencing pain, twisting too deeply can cause injury, so you want to be mindful of that. So we're going to take the arm, take a deep breath in. Again, if you have any of those pre-existing conditions, right here is where you should stop. If you don't, perhaps you could open the shoulder a little bit more and notice as I'm coming around, my hand is not up at shoulder height, because what happens as we twist is we tend to lift that shoulder with us. So if we let the hand drop a little bit below the shoulder height, we're going to keep that back shoulder nice and relaxed as we twist, and your eyes are just going to gaze down wherever your hand stops. Exhale, come back around to the front. Uncross your feet, left foot in front of the right. Right hand across the body. Take a deep breath in, opening into our twist, stopping wherever we need to, whether at 90 degrees, maybe a little bit further if we have no pre-existing concerns. Exhale, come back around to the front, uncross your feet. All right, let's go ahead and sit all the way back in our chairs, bring our hands to our laps. Closing your eyes, I'm just going to walk you through just a little short yoga nidra. So I'd like you to close your eyes and focus your awareness on your chest. Taking a big, deep breath in. As you breathe in, start to visualize your breath moving up to the very crown of your head, the very, very top. And then as you exhale, I want you to visualize moving your breath slowly down your face, back down into your chest. Inhale, draw the focus back up towards the head. Exhale, draw the focus back down into the chest. Full deep breath in. Mentally following the breath upward. Exhale deeply. Follow the breath back down to the chest. Deep breath in. Exhale back down to our chest. Now drawing your awareness as you inhale to any place that you're experiencing tightness, resistance, or pain. Let your mind stay in that space for a moment. Exhale deeply. Inhale, hold your mind to that space. And this time, as you exhale, start to visualize that space almost like a tight ball of yarn. And as you exhale, the ball begins to soften. Inhale, continuing to focus on that part of the body. Exhale, allow the threads of the yarn to become ever so soft. The ball is starting to lose some of its tightness, some of its structure. Inhale. Exhale. The ball of yarn is starting to become more of just a pile of soft yarn. Every time you exhale, start to visualize that ball of yarn now kind of melting into a soft pile. And feeling that tension that you held with your body starting to become soft, like the pile of yarn. Inhale, keep the visualization. Exhale, seeing the softness. The yarn is now spread out even further. There's no more tension, only softness. Deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale, release any final bits of tension. Yarn is slowly beginning to disappear completely in your mind. Deep breath in. Exhale fully and completely. Full deep breath in. Now as you exhale, lower your chin slowly downward toward your chest. Wiggle your fingers and your toes for just a moment, bringing your awareness back to your entire body. Opening your eyes gradually. Inhale, lift your head back up to center. Let's sweep our arms. Deep breath in, lifting up. Exhale, bring your hands together. Rub your palms for just a moment. Let's reconnect with our entire body by running our hands down the outside of our arms. Maybe sit up a little bit. Run them down our lower back, the top of our hips, and then sliding forward to the top of our legs. And thank you so much for joining me today in our chair yoga for seniors. I hope that you can follow me again very soon. Namaste. If you've enjoyed this video, I invite you to subscribe to Santosha Yoga of Texas on YouTube, where you can find more chair yoga videos. Thanks.